こんばんは。地位のものです。オリエント急行殺人事件、普通にプレイしたいと思います。これ以前ね、プレイしてたんですけど、普通にね、バグでね、データが消えまして、予備のデータまで消えちゃって、まあ永遠の未解決事件になったんですけど、やっぱね、そんなゲームでも、やっぱりクリアしないと気持ち悪いんで、プレイします。また消えたら切れ散らかすかもしれないですけど、あのね、うーん、そうね、まあ、普通にプレイします。で、パズル苦手なんで、パズル全部飛ばします。ドライな感じで、もう積みゲーをね、消化したいと思います。でいきなり初めっからなんだよね。正直、7時間ぐらいね、プレイしたのが一気に消えちゃったんだよね。なんか、嫌な予感してね、保険でね、何個かね、セーブしといたのに、それもあっさり消えちゃったんだよね、全部。さっぱり。で、アガサ・クリスティのね、小説読んだことないんで、正直誰が犯人だかよくわかんないし、もやもやもやもやしてましたよね、ずっと。
The development you predicted in the
音
Kastner
聞こえない。
case happened unexpectedly. Please come back immediately. How can it be unexpected if I have predicted it?
Poirot, my friend, is that you?
ちょっといきなり音が聞こえないです。
Poirot,
とりあえずセーブしとくか。もデータ残ってるぞ。でも続けらんないんだよね、なんか。メインメニュー戻るか。そうそう、去年やったやつ残ってるな。多分ね、文字消えバグみたいな感じで消えちゃったのかな、じゃあ。オートセーブ、オートセーブ。予備でね、何個かセーブしたんだよね。16時42分。じゃあこれだ。残ってるかな。 ね、去年の10月にプレイしたんで、正直ね、あんまり覚えてないんですけど。カメラワーク。誰だこいつは。いやー、さ、もう半年経つのに途中から推理しろって言われても、それはそれで困るよね。半年経ってから、半年のことを思い出しながら推理しなさいみたいな。無理だろ。確かね、ラチェットさんがね、殺されちゃったんだよね。獣のような男だと、ミスター・ポアロが、人間観察した感想。獣のような男だの、ラチェットさん。で、この人が確か、秘書かな。ラチェットさんの。
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
確かに。
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life, but I think Ratchet wasn't his real name, and he left the United States to run away from something
10
or
月
someone.
23日
Yes?
He started getting
プレイ
letters,
してなんか
threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my
正
help?
直半
Asked you?
年の
No,
記憶
I
を
didn't know.
思い
He
出し
knew
な
he
がら
was in danger. When did you
最
last
初
see
から
him?
やった方がいい
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur
キ
McQueen?
ーンってな
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a
誰だ
cruel
マッ
and
クイーンって
dangerous
覚えて
man.
ねえわ。
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs
確
at
かなんか、
Minkovsky. He left around 2
うっ
o'clock.
かり
Thank
乗
you.
車券なく
I
した
will
い。
need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot.
怪しいよな、あいつ。犯行でラチェットの日記。
I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course, here it is.
死の時。直球すぎる。死の時。ラチェットさんなんで身の危険を感じなかったんだよ、この死の時って。直球すぎるだろ、こんな手紙。お前を殺すみたいな。リリーナ、お前を殺すみたいな。死の時しか書いてないんだもん。大丈夫か、このゲーム。直球すぎるだろ。
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of
ラ
smoke.
チェット、タバコ嫌いが。なるほどね、よくわからん。
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He what?
Yeah.
He started.
Do-
I have
did you-
asked
he knew-
last.
Did
No.
もう謎だらけだよ、半年ぶりだから。 しぶりの記憶みたいな。やっぱりよくわからない。覚えてないはっきり。あ、なんかあるな。死の時。いや、直球すぎるだろ。カメラワークがあるのか。ここがどこ？列車のお尻の部分か。要するに、そうだな。お尻の部分。じゃあ、ラチェットさん。101があれか、ポアロの部屋か。なんだこいつ。医者かなんかだっけか。違うか。違うな。202。
The mustache comb to tame unruly nuts.
ここがポアロの部屋か。202か。あ、ラチェットさんだ。この人が医師だ。医者だ。しかし、裸足なのおかしいよな。雪降ってたのに。で、隣の部屋がなんか、空いてたんだっけ？なんか。いや、正直ね、1週間プレイしないだけでもね、操作とか忘れちゃうんだよね。
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side.
この隣の夫人のね、部屋が怪しいんだけど、あんまりにも怪しすぎるからね、この人は。確か。
Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up.
怪しす
All
ぎ
in
る
the
んだよ
dark it
ね。
was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. Come in, I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other
あから
compartment?
さまに
How do
怪
I
しい
know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
隣の部屋
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
怪し
But
すぎる
I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake.
アスピリン
He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet. It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive. Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial
ハーバー
H,
ド夫人か
like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to a train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later,
ラチェッ
to
ト
be
さんの
sure.
部屋につながるドアがあるんだよね。でも、さすがに怪しすぎるんだよね、それは。じゃあ、ハーバード夫人が犯人でしたってなったら、怪しすぎる人が犯人かってなっちゃうから絶対違うと思うんだよね。これ見たな。結局見たけどよくわかんなかったんで。202がいつの話だこれ。マッキー。ポアロ偽名使ってるってこと？トビー・ハリスってこと？ラチェット 203 違うか。ポアロはどこなんだ？これいつの話なの？さっぱりよくわからん。一回話聞くか、しょうがねえ。
Can you provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
?202 が、なんとか夫人か。これを見て何がわかるっていうの。
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
タバコだけ。
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. And then his secretary, the young American gentleman. Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
What is the last station where we stopped?
Winkowski.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
Please, do me the courtesy of leaving me alone, if you will.
デブーちゃんね。この人は誰？
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can add to what I've already told you.
The Orient Express bar is certainly well stocked.
車窓の景色はいいんだよね。
A beautiful piano. What a luxury.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I will report to you as soon as I can.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
The murderer may have impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m. Et voilà.
出ちゃってるヒントじゃね。ラチェットが何時に死んだのか覚えてないそうです。じゃあ2の仮説なのか。
That's the right answer.
いや、さっぱりわかんない。マッケーン怪しいよな。アーバスノットタイとなんか。なんか、仲いいとかいうエピソードがないで、なんか仲良くした。マスターマンって誰？そもそも。マスターマン。そもそもマスターマンがわからん。この人か。いや、あんまり接点なかった気したけどな、マスターマンって。マスターマンって誰だっけ？何者なんだっけ？アメリカ人じゃん。召使い。誰？違うとも言い切れないし、そうだとも言い切れないんだけど。正直。証拠がなさすぎて。違うとも言えないし、そうだとも言い切れないな、二人で。マックイーンもマスターも。ハーバード夫人は怪しすぎるからないでしょ。いくら殺害されたラチェット氏の隣の部屋にいたとしても、通じるドアがあって、ラチェット氏の部屋。 ミシェル氏、車掌か。なんかミシェル氏が怪しいな。ハーバード夫人の部屋に車掌のボタンがあったり、今のところこいつ犯人でいいや。
Very well, I choose to go this way.
絶対違うだろこれ。怪しすぎるもん、ハーバード夫人。
This direction looks promising.
この二人はなんかエピソードがなさすぎてよくわからない。違う。
This appears to be a good lead. According to the information I have, this is a solid choice.
なるほど。だから車窓を見ても雪に足跡一つもなかったんだ。何個かね、車窓を見るポイントがね、あってね、もうしらみつぶしに見たんだけど、何にもなかったんだよね、形跡も。ただ、雪が降ってたから雪で消えちゃったのかもしれないしな。停車してる時。じゃあハーバード夫人が共犯の可能性出てきたよ。部屋に誰かいたの知ってたんだよ。わからん。
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us. On the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked. So I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
I use my master key.
But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
駅にいた怪しいチェックのやつな。赤チェックの人。
The ticket reads Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 105. Miss, can you hear me? She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly. This woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom. A cup of tea with white residue. A cup of tea with white residue.
こんな人いたっけ？急に出てきたけど。出てこないけどな。 いいのかもね。ボタンがない。
A briefcase and a wagon conductor's jacket, and the button is missing. A briefcase and a wagon conductor's jacket, and the button is missing.
この人
A
車
briefcase and a wagon conductor's jacket,
車窓だったっ
and
け？
the button is
ジョ
missing.
アンナ・ロックとかいう人。そうそう。なんで車窓の服持ってんだこいつ。めっちゃ怪しいじゃんこの人。車窓でもないのに、車掌でもないのに、車窓の服持ってるとか。番号がわかんないよな。これだけじゃよくわかんない。ヒントないと無理だろう。なるほど。おそらくだけど回してるうちにスーツケースのロックを回してるうちに合ってたら変な音とか鳴るパターンか。なんか怪しい。怪しい。これだろ。こっちだろ。これだ。ロック。
We really need to find the combination. Have you tried 0000? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? If you need a break,
いやめっちゃ
I can
邪魔
ask
する
Jean
じゃん
to make you some coffee.
ブー
But of
が
course you know what you're doing.
いや無理
It
だろ
is booby-trapped, is it? Poirot, I'm disappointed in you.
なんだよ
I
これ
was certain you would have it by
ブー
now.
クが話すたびに波長が
So, Poirot, any luck so far?
これ
If you
嫌
need a
がらせだ
break,
ろ
I can ask Jean to make you some coffee.
ブークが話すた
No,
びに
that's mine.
ロックが
I
回
never
せられ
remember
ない
my passwords, so I make them easy ones. Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now.
普通に ロックが合ってるとね、カチャって波長が、大きくなるんだけど、ブークが話すたびに波長が大きくなるから合わせらんない。普通に。ただの嫌がらせじゃん。もう答えじゃん。ヒントじゃなくて。しかもめっちゃブークが話しかけてきて、波長、もうヒントじゃないじゃん。しかも嫌がらせしてきてるじ
Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? We really need to find the
ゃん。話すたびに
combination.
波長が。
But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it? Have you
合わせ
tried
らんない。
0000?
普通に。
So, Poirot, any luck so far? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped?
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh.
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly. Mademoiselle Locke seems very
Of
interested.
course.
Possibly. The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet.
ビリビリに破かれて捨てられてたやつだ。ゴミ箱に。
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
ひょっとしたらさっきのブークの嫌がらせみたいの途中で戻ってブークに静かにしてくれって話しかけるのかもしれない。なんか実績が出てきた。
Her driver's license confirms her
ブーク
identity.
に話
She
静
is
かにして
American.
くれと
These are
話しかけ
fake
ず
IDs.
ロ
It's
ックを
certain.
開けたみたいな実績。
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is...
These...
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train?
Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
1971年だから。
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
まあ生まれてないですが。私は。そりゃ知らないわけ。いつの間に車乗ってんだこれ。
A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains. The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations, and my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and cross some T's.
うん。
The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder to reach it, and no, they could enter the room without being seen.
さっきの殺人事件は何だ。アーバスノット隊員ではないの。
How could the child be taken with so many people in the house?
アームストロング夫妻の子供が誘拐されちゃったのか。話は変わって。急に話が変わって。 情報量がさ、多すぎて、列車も解決してないし、急に話飛ぶし、急に誘拐事件に話飛ぶし、もう、知恵熱出てくるよね。覚えることを。記憶力ない人にとっては。この人がアームストロング夫妻の奥さんか。つまり10時半から10時45分の間に、デイジーちゃんが誘拐されちゃったということかな。
I can't imagine the pain her parents felt when they realized Daisy was gone. How are they going to feel when they realize I have no answers for them? Only more questions.
なんだこの人は。子守か。
That's why I'm here. A damn computer glitch. Or somebody pushed delete instead of save. Whatever happened, we lost the nanny's deposition. So my entire contribution to the investigation is to take it again. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
スザンヌ・モローって誰だ？なるほど。つまり夫妻は誘拐されるまでの間電話してたんだね。多分。と仮定される。
The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
で、誘拐されて5分経ってから911に電話したと。っていうか、いつ解決したんだろう。ここがアームストロング夫妻のお宅ということか。い かにも大豪邸ってか。いきなり事件解決してないのに話が飛ぶ展開。手斬新だな。一方その頃みたいな感じかな。
Good
違
evening.
うか。
Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
Their fairy tale became a nightmare. How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
Her room is upstairs across the hall from Daisy's. She seldom leaves it.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
I've earned a gold mustache. Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough. What a dear child.
誘拐されたデイジーちゃん。そういえば列車の客室になんか花のマークついてたような気したな。なんか関係あんのかな。すげえな。伏線みたいな感じか、そしたら。かな。デイジーちゃんの部屋みたいな。あ、ヒゲがある。
shiny facial hair. The good news is that it's gold. A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that really worked. The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet.
主人公交代した人は列車でトイレの中で倒れてた女の人だよね。確か。多分。
The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet.
さんって人か。
Mrs. Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your daughter. May I talk to you?
違う。
When is your baby due?
アームストロング夫人か。
Mrs. Armstrong? Sonia?
I don't want to talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
The poor woman. I can't imagine how she feels. And another baby on the... Everything looks okay here. That is a great detective job.
Mrs. Armstrong? Let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. Somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room.
May I come back? If I have more questions?
Of course. Anything I can do.
どう話がつながるのかな、これ。アメリカのなんか操作する人みたいな、多分。相棒でいう特命係みたいな感じでなんで。
A toy train. Now here I am on a real one. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city.
フランス。あ、猫だ。
A toy train. Now here I am on a real one.
Hello, are you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I stayed with the... She couldn't sleep with...
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the ransom note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
電話してたのは子守役の水モローだった。
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
Did you notice anything unusual?
I was with... I didn't see anyone else or no...
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't be far.
Okay, I have Suzanne's statement, but her answers need some checking. This information does not correspond to what Suzanne told me. Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while and Suzanne did not return. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all.
Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night when Daisy is asleep. I went back downstairs.
Tell me about the night, Daisy, especially...
Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to... I went back.
Okay, the stories Sonia and Suzanne tell don't match. I should recheck my file and track Suzanne's movements.
嘘ついてんのは水もろの可能性が高いね。電話してたんだから。出ていたのは5分だけなのに、電話してる時間が11分から45分だから、めっちゃ嘘ついてるよね。34分。誘拐される前に電話してた。なんか怪しいな。
That is not exactly what Suzanne told me earlier. Suzanne was on the phone more than 5 minutes. Score. 1 for the good guys.
If I understand you correctly, you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep. Right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call. No more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
全部嘘だろこれ。完全にこれだ。
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the call for more than 30 minutes, way longer than you said.
My mother is extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. Why now? What is she afraid of? I should see if the Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city. I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me. I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me. That's it. No rookie mistake there. The kidnapper places a ladder under the window to Daisy's room. Then he joins the party. Just one guest in the crowd. He somehow knows when Suzanne leaves the room, then sneaks upstairs. He opens Daisy's window, carries her down the ladder, and vanishes. The detective gets it right.
The number you have called is not in service at this time. Please hang up and dial again, or contact your service provider.
The number Suzanne called is not in service? A hospital? I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told. I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why you didn't see her when you went to check on Daisy.
Yes, her mother. I tried to call the poor woman earlier that week, but the hospital said she's been in a medically induced coma for more than 2 months.
Suzanne told me she called her mother, but she would have known her mother was in a coma. Did you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise no. I was too busy with my guests. Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close, and the poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't available yet in France.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
You told me you were on the phone with your mother when Daisy was abducted.
As we said earlier, I didn't pay attention and was on the phone longer than I said. But since my mother is very ill, she had to leave her hometown, Lyon, because the treatment is not approved yet in France. She is in an hospital in Boston for a special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. I'll never forgive myself.
Are you sure you called your mother?
Yes. Every night since she was admitted in December.
Suzanne, I think you really care for Daisy. If you do, then tell me the truth. You can't have been calling your mother while she's in a coma.
My mom really is in a hospital in Boston. She really is in a coma. I wasn't calling her. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, Noah.
Why lie about it? Why are you panicking?
Because he's gone. I haven't heard from him since the night of the kidnapping. I'm afraid he's somehow connected to Daisy's disappearance. That he was just using me somehow. But I swear I talked to him. Yes, for more like 30 minutes that night. So he couldn't have kidnapped Daisy at the same time we were talking.
But he could have kept you talking so someone else could take Daisy.
Yes, you can see why I lied. Can't you? I was afraid you'd suspect me of having something to do with it. You can understand that, can't you?
Suzanne, I want to believe you, but you've made it harder to find Daisy. Do you realize that?
Oh my god. What have I done?
What's most important is not what you've done, but what you do now. Go. I'll be back to talk to you. No more lies, Suzanne. For Daisy. No more lies. Noah. The name might lead us to that little girl. I am on this case now, whether my captain wants me to be or not. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city. A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets. Diary? A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets. A locked diary? A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets. Let's see if I can... A locked diary? A locked diary? A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets. A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets. A card from the florist. It's signed N. What's in the glass case? Oh, big surprise. Glasses. Huh. Huh. I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks. An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key. Small jewelry box.
By the size, I'm guessing earrings. Why put a key in a jewelry box? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. A toy train. Okay, Suzanne, let's see what you haven't told me.
セーブしとくか。
Can you tell me anything about Suzanne's boyfriend?
I know she dated our chauffeur for a while. There was someone else she'd met recently, but I don't recall his name.
Any idea what this small key unlocks?
No, I found it one day on the floor. I kept it in case someone lost it.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person, although, well, I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
Know anything about Miss Moreau's boyfriend?
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while there. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4 who would pick her up on her nights off. He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone these past few weeks, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had. Since the abduction, she keeps pretty much to herself.
4WD とは怪しいな。
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Nothing shocks me here. These tire tracks could well be from Suzanne's boyfriend's 4x4. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all. Their fairy tale became a nightmare.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time.
The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder to reach it, and no, they could enter the room without being seen. A card from the florist. Huh.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party.
Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough.
やべえ、なんかハマってるな。進行しなくなった。
Know anything about Miss Mar—
More he never got. She did seem to. She worked. We weren't since days.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
これなんだこれ。
A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains. A topographical map. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911. That's why I'm here. A damn computer glitch. Or somebody pushed delete instead of save. Whatever happened, we lost the nanny's deposition, so my entire contribution to the investigation is to take it again.
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close, and the poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't...
I won't be long.
Take whatever time.
What a dear child. What a dear child.
Any idea what this small key unlocks?
No, I found it one day on the floor. I kept it in case someone lost it.
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why...
Yes.
Suzanne? The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet. A card from the florist. It's signed N. A card from the florist. I expect Suzanne must have gone through. A toy train. Now here I am on a real one. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city. A card from the florist. A card from the... Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family. Tell me about your boyfriend.
My boyfriend?
Please.
His name?
Their fairy tale became a nightmare. Know anything about Miss Moreau's boyfriend?
Her boy, more recent, he never got out of. She did seem to. She worked. We weren't since Daisy.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations, and my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and cross some T's. The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder. The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window? The misspellings are clearly on purpose. And they didn't return the child when the misspellings are clearly on purpose. And they didn't. How could the child be taken with so many people in the house? I can't imagine the pain her parents felt. When they realized Daisy was gone. That's why I'm here. A damn computer glitch. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for the phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
幸福感になってんの何？
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person, although, well, I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
Any idea what this small key unlocks?
No, I found it one day on the floor. I kept it in case someone lost it.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough. A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that... The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet. A card from the florist. It's signed N. An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key. An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key. I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks. A toy train. Now here I am on a real one. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city.
一旦配信終了します。わけわからない。ありがとうございました。